Good. I'm just trying to do the music real quick. Oh, okay.
Andrew Z. Come on, it's Andrew Z. Andrew Z in the morning. It's time to wake up. Is that good?
No.
That was perfect.
Do you want more?
No.
No.
We got to do the woo. Woo!
You have to do the woo. You always do the woo. You can't do a Monday without the woo.
It does. It feels naked without Donny when there's no woo at the end. I'm
when
like,
there's
should
no-
I do the woo? I don't think it's the same when I do the woo.
So it's good to see that you're broadcasting from what, the food court at the mall?
Dude, I'm at Kalahari, and I brought my friend with me. This is Dumbo. As you can see, he's not flying right now, but he's hanging out, coming to you live. I was going to try and come to you guys from the hotel room at Kalahari, but Ashley was like, she's sleeping still, and that would have been really bad. She's like, no, this isn't going to work. I was like, all right, I got to go. And I don't want to bail because no Andrew, so I don't want to leave you guys high and dry.
And we do shows, don't you know?
We do shows. We do. It doesn't matter if your sciatic nerve is all busted up or not. And how did this happen? Did he just wake up and his back realized he was chubby?
No, because he lost all that weight and now his back doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, all this pain we've been hiding, we'll just do it now.
Yeah. It was sad because when he called me, I make fun of him. That's what I do. It's my favorite thing in the world to do is to roast Andrew and Corey W. King. But he called me yesterday and I was getting ready to just like lay into him or whatever because it's what I do when I answer the phone. I call him fat, do all kinds of whatever. And he's like, his voice was so sad that I'm like, oh, I don't even have any jokes right now. Like it was so. He's like, I think you're lying. I'm like, no, really. Like I really genuinely feel bad for you right now.
That just shows how much of an amateur you are.
I think if you would have heard his voice.
I heard his voice, and I still wanted to drive over and kick him.
Yeah, you're supposed to attack at that point.
Yeah.
Show weakness.
I just think this shows how weak we are as a species. I can think of no other animal that just wakes up and injures itself, like just getting out of bed.
You don't know that.
It's just in pain.
I don't think you spend enough time in the wilderness and understanding other animals that live in the wild. I'm sure there's animals that wake up and go, oh shit! Like I'm sure there's a squirrel who was like, I just woke up, I can't go get nuts today, and they were like, why? And he's like, man, I woke up and pulled my sciatic squirrel nerve, and now look, I'm just done. I'm in this tree. I need my little squirrel babies to help me, get me food. And, it's the first day of squirrel school, so I got to get books and shit together. This is a horrible day for me.
All my squirrel friends are going to do their own squirrel radio show without me.
Yep.
You got a squirrel Demetrius going, we do shows.
We do shows. That's
Why'd
right.
you change your squirrel hat, Demetrius?
Because my Davy Crockett hat was turning off my earbuds. The ear flaps were pushing down on these things and turning them up.
Well, there was no technology back then, so they didn't need to worry about it.
Well, technically, what they I almost went Tiefel on you guys. Technically, there's always been technology. It's just like rudimentary tools was the cutting edge. Like the latest, greatest.
Slide.
I almost did yesterday. That's why I've been waiting to tell you guys. Whenever you want me to tell you about what happens when a 250-pound guy goes down a water slide with his 9-year-old daughter, the results are not good.
No.
Well,
and we will get to that because what we're going to do is we're going to go from top left and then we're going to go all the way around to see how everybody's day has gone. We're going to start, Gina, on how was your beautiful weekend?
My weekend was great, but last night I woke up at like 3, which is not abnormal. Sometimes I wake up, I fall right back asleep, but then I couldn't go back to sleep because I started thinking, but why did I wake up? Like, what woke me up? So, because I was like wide awake. Sometimes you wake up, you're really sleepy, but I was like, something like woke me up. So I'm like laying there thinking like, what But what woke me up? So now I'm walking around my house trying to figure out like what's going on in my house that woke me up at 3 a.m. And I I checked the door 5 times and all of that this morning. So then I didn't end up falling back asleep till about 4:30. So I hate everybody right now, and I'm only like a quarter a cup into my coffee. So I hate you guys. But good morning.
It's okay.
Well, I have a question, Gina. Sorry. So like when you say you woke up and you started searching the house, like did you think you heard something, or did you feel like you woke up for a reason?
Yeah.
Just because that you had to figure it out.
Up for a reason.
Like a sixth sense kind of thing.
No.
There's a certain spot on your body that jiggles or tingles, and like Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, but
yes, I'm fat. There's a lot that jiggles and tingles. Yes, I just exist and that happens. But no, I felt like there was somebody trying to get in. Like, was there a noise that woke me up? Like, I didn't know what woke me up, so I was looking for something like tangible, was it like it was, because you know that the kids they do the I don't do scary movies like ever. I don't like to be scared. I don't like scary movies. I've seen a handful of scary movies, but Bella keeps watching them when I'm in the room, so I have to get up and leave the room. So I see half of them. But on TikTok and whatever other things the kids are using, because I'm old, they say 3 o'clock is the witching hour. And like everything happens at 3 a.m. So the kids want to stay up till 3 a.m. So that did go through my head. I was like, oh, you know what? It's the witching hour. And I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? Go back to bed. I just was getting so irritated because I was.
There's some witching.
Some witching is happening in my house.
So everything's supposed to be happening at 3 a.m. Is
that's what the kids say.
Well, that's. I mean, bars close at 2:30. No shit. I mean, damn, you can go to Speedway and witness the witching hour.
Right? A lot of bomb burritos getting cooked in that microwave. Bad things are happening.
How was your weekend, Chris?
It was good. I've been trying to eat from home more, not eat out as much, and so on the weekends I've been trying to learn how to make a bigger dish. Something. And so this weekend I tried manicotti on Saturday, but I went and I picked up the tomatoes to make my own sauce, and I picked the wrong tomatoes and it ended up being orange. So I just had orange marinara sauce. It was like I was eating Trump's sweat. And
first of all, to assume that Trump's sweat is that thick of a consistency, it
ended up tasting all right. It just kind of was off-putting being orange. I'd never had orange marinara before, so if you're gonna make your own marinara, pick the right tomatoes.
Well, that was the right tomato. I mean, it was just a different color. I mean, did it taste like marinara sauce?
Yeah, I mean, it was all right.
Then it doesn't matter.
Then you were okay.
The color.
You were like, I would assume that this would be like what marinara sauce looked like in the land of Oompa Loompas.
So then and then on Sunday I made a beef stew, and the recipe I was following called for a cup of wine on there. Okay. So when I went to the store, I got like the cheapest bottle of wine. It was like $5. It was Gato Negro. Gato Negro, the black cat. And it was a fine vintage. It was a 2019 vintage.
There you go.
And so I used that, but now I just have like this almost full bottle of wine in my fridge. Or not in my fridge, just in my apartment now. And I'm not going to drink it. I resisted the urge all day yesterday to drink it while I was cooking. To like stave off my transformation into a bored housewife. And
dude, actually, Chris, I think drinking wine while you cook actually brings on quicker your transformation into a bored housewife.
That's what I'm saying. I'm staving it off.
I think it's awesome how much you're cooking. Look, Terry Lynn in the comments, she says Chris is going to get a wife in 2021 because he's stepping his game up.
Oh, really?
You're cooking so much.
A housewife, so he's going to get a husband.
I'll be a house husband.
Get a husband?
I don't care. At this point, I don't think I could be picky.
We're going to have to start calling you Chef Boyar Chris.
Stop. I thought that said Chris is going to eat a wife in 2021.
I mean, that's also a possibility.
I mean, ladies.
At least now you know what side you're cooking with sides now.
But now I have beef stew lunches for the week, so that's always good.
Oh,
I'm proud of you.
you know what?
Still not going to try your orange sauce. Sorry, D.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
I have done a lot of homemade cooking lately, and I was like, my whole kick right now is everything from scratch, like even like chili sauce, chili seasonings, and that I make everything from scratch. So today I'm gonna make. Are you guys familiar with naan bread?
Yeah.
Naan bread. I love that shit, and so like today I'm gonna try to make it myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, you're just now getting into the bread baking portion of quarantine. Like, you're a little late to the party, man.
See, first of all, I don't think this is bread baking because I have to put it in a frying pan.
Oh.
Yeah. So you like roll it out into like however big you want it, and then you like drop it in. It's almost like it looks like a pancake, and but it's bread. It's like a flatbread.
Well, let us know how it goes.
Oh, dude, I've been like killing it on the culinary circuit lately. I made ribs with the only thing I didn't do was make my own barbecue sauce, but because Kara refuses to let me make my own barbecue sauce because she's the loyalist to Sweet Baby Ray. I don't know. It sounds like a pimp name. Like, and it sounds like she just got out the game and she just won't work for anybody else other than Sweet Baby Ray, you know, because you know when Sweet Baby Ray rolls up on the block, you better have his money. Yes, Daddy. So I'm not allowed to make barbecue sauce.
She's just so loyal. I can't even. What would you put in your barbecue sauce?
Dude, well, you know what? I know the basics. It's like ketchup, brown sugar. Some people use molasses and Worcestershire, or Worcestershire, or Worcestershire, or whatever. However you fucking pronounce that word. I'm sure some people have just lost their minds, but I know it like requires Worcestershire, and some other sustenance and some other things, but. Those are the main ingredients, and then I just kind of play around. I made a really horrible rub Saturday. Yeah, Friday night. Friday. I made a very horrible rub, and do
you have a rash now? Oh, you meant like for your food. Oh,
no, I didn't commit a horrible rub. I wasn't like over aggressive with my self-affection. I made, but it was like 90%. I want to say maybe 70 or whatever. It was more brown sugar than it was anything else, and then it just like ran off the ribs and sat in a pile of like brown sugar syrup, and I was like, whoa. Now it just made it shitty to clean up. But the ribs
candied ribs.
Yeah.
That actually sounds delicious right now.
Right?
It does. I was like, that doesn't sound bad to me at all.
You drop some bacon on it and just bacon and ribs. But now let's get to the real star of the weekend and who is still obviously celebrating is the man who's constantly on vacation.
Thank you.
Yes, Donny, tell us where you are today. You were literally like Carmen Sandiego. So.
Well, I'm at Kalahari. It was once a year the Holland Springfield schools do like a fundraiser for the school. So a portion of every room goes towards the school. So you get like a good rate at Kalahari, and then you can kind of do some fundraising too. So that's where we're at Kalahari. Go ahead.
Getting a discount for like they give you a break on the room, but then a portion of the room goes towards Springfield.
Yeah, it's a heck of a deal, right? But I actually have a story. I actually called 911 from Kalahari last night, and it's the first time Ashley and I have had to call 911 since we thought someone was breaking into our house, and it ended up being our cat. But
Cats are assholes.
See, Gina, that's the story you should have had at 3 a.m. today.
Right?
It could have been. I have 2 fat ass cats. It could have been them.
But before I tell you that, can I just show you? I looked her. I came down to the lobby because Ashley's sleeping, and I was like looking for a spot. I was like, the elephant behind me is amazing. But there's also this there's a new Italian restaurant which we were gonna try last night, but it was too late and the girls were tired. But they have like a wax statue of the guy the hotel's named after, and I keep looking at him and thinking it's a person, so I want to kind of show it to you guys. Check this out. This is let's see if you look. Can you see him right there? Let me point. He's right there, kind of leaning over. That's Mr. Sortino right there, just hanging out. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Well, that's the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. So I got
is
that
that an
going
actual
on.
table they seat people at?
Where I'm at?
No, over there by the mannequin.
He's right by so there's the hostess stand, and then there's like a little walkway. So he's like, if you walk by him to go get your table. Is basic. So he's like basically greeting people as they come in, which is cool. I'm sure he was an awesome guy. I mean, he looks like a really nice guy. Like he was a really nice guy. I'm assuming he's not with us anymore because he's as West statue. I don't know. You don't normally make a statue of people that are still alive, or maybe you do. I guess the celebrities at the wax place do. I don't know how it works.
So let's get to this 911 story, Donny.
All right. Well, I keep looking around because I called it on another guest, so I have to make sure they're not like over here like, oh, it was you. Like, so I'm nervous. I'm selling myself out. So it was it was like 9 o'clock or so, 8 o'clock maybe, and we're walking down the hallway towards the arcade, and we just heard some commotion coming out of a room. It sounded like a girl in distress, and she kept yelling like, get off me. So I'm standing there. I'm like, if I hear that one more time, I mean, I'm definitely calling 911. And some other people walk by. They're like, yeah, definitely call. So I make the call. I have the dispatcher on the line. I get my kids. I'm like, let's go, you guys. Let's get away from this area because that's some scary stuff, you know. And Ashley, with her, she was concerned for the girl in the room, like, won't leave the door. She's like standing right outside the door, like, I'm like, come on, babe, I got the kids. I'm like, let's go. And the dispatcher's like, okay, we're sending somebody up right now. And I go, Ash, come on. She's like, I just want to make sure that she's okay. And I was like, look, do you want me to go in there and check out what's going on, or do you want? And the dispatch lady is like, don't go in there. We got somebody coming up. And luckily they got there right away, and the girl came out. She was okay. They were just arguing, but the whole point of the story was Ashley was like wanted to bust in there and break it up, and I was like, I don't think that's the right move, but you just give me the word and I'll start pounding on that door. No. But they're like, no, don't do that, because that's scary stuff.
That is exactly how you start a story 5 years later to your girls about how you lost your mother.
Right.
That's exactly like it was
terrifying
5 years ago in Kalahari when she was pounding on a door, just waiting to make sure. You weigh $105. What is she going to do?
Right. So luckily, like once Ashley saw, like, she did eventually come away from the door, but once the girl came out and she was like upset, they were arguing or something, Ashley's like, okay, we can go now. I just want to make sure that she was all right. I'm like, well, that's really nice of you. Glad glad the authorities are here to take over.
So I learned years ago not to get involved in domestic disputes. Like, just call the police. Don't get involved, because we were all out. This was a long time ago, like 15, 20 years ago. We were all out at a bar, and there was a couple outside fighting, and he hit her. Like, he hit her hard. Oh. And so the guys went running out there. Everybody called 911. The guys went running out there, got her, brought her in the bar. The police came or whatever. The guy took off. And then, everybody starts buying her drinks, and we felt bad for her. So she's hanging out. Dude came back into the bar with a fucking gun. And we were all scattering, and so I was like, yeah, from now on we'll just call 911 and everybody just stay out of it, because I would like to not get shot.
Yeah, it is. See, and I have.
Oh, and then when the cops came, though, Demetrius, when the cops came after he pulled out the gun, she was lying for him, covering up for him. So we were like, yeah, that was really stupid. So
Yeah. I've called 911 on a couple in a hotel room that I thought were in physical danger, and because she was screaming and things were thumping, but he was just beating it up. He was just doing his job in the hotel room. Like I was like I'm sorry. I thought you were killing it, and he was like, I was killing it. You lucky you called the cops, because at that point I was about to pull out the taser and shock the shit out of it. I was like, damn, bro.
All you did was buy him more time.
Yeah, she came out and she was like, "Woo, thank you, Jesus, that you called the police."
That was halftime. The Weeknd started singing songs with a jockstrap on his face. Save your tears for another day.
I had a similar situation with, like, Gina is like out in public. This is the similar. You learn not to get involved, where they were having physical altercation. He was grabbing her and twisting her arm and stuff, and me and like a couple other guys went over and like grabbed him and like pulled him away, but then she started hitting on us because we were hurting him.
Yeah, don't touch your man.
Right.
But
like,
what?
We're helping you.
Like, honestly, and these are the things that I think happen more often than not. Where a woman's in a situation where, especially where it's physically dangerous, and then she tells people who want to help to back off, and so people use these things, and they're like, this is why I don't fucking do anything, because these people. But you got to keep trying. I don't think there's going to be one person who's going to be like, yeah, thank you. I mean, there may be 9 that tell you to mind your own business, and this is just how their relationship works. But there's that one who's going to be like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you called and got me out of Chile safely.
I still like how Donny had a minimum amount of get off me's before he got involved.
What is that number, Donny? Is it like 4? Do you hear 4 get off me's and then it's a 911 call, or
I was really
it's like 2 get off me's? Is it just like hard wrestling in the hotel room?
Okay, I was like, if I hear another one, I heard another one. I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen for one more, and I want to hear like the intent. You know what I mean? I want to hear like what it like. Are they? Yeah, like is it like are they playing around? Is there a laugh in between? Because like at first it sounded like there could have been messing around, giggling, like partying, like there could have been a bunch of people in there. I'm like, man, let me just hear one more. I'm like, yep, okay, that one. That definitely wasn't a giggling, having fun one.
Like they were having an orgy and Steve just wouldn't follow the rules.
Yeah.
Wait,
well,
what?
no, like
that's still a problem.
And that is why Chris is going to eat a wife in 2021.
That's going to be a nice couple week meal prep.
Yeah. But yeah, I was relieved. The cool thing is they got there quick too, because there was a sheriff there, and then like a hotel security was there. Like, I would say it had to be less than a minute. Because in those situations, seconds go by like minutes. Like 1 minute feels like 10 minutes, but I think they were there within like a minute. It was pretty quick.
And it needs to be a sheriff, because I mean I honestly believe like security, especially in like places like that, like when they hear the emergency, they gauge it towards what they make an hour. Like if they're like okay, somebody lost their keys, that's a $15 an hour security problem. That's how much I make. But if somebody's getting their ass beat in a hotel room, they're like, that is a $30 an hour security job, and I make $15. We don't have the staff for that. You actually brought up a really good point. I want to shout out Bryce, the lifeguard that was in the back kids area yesterday, because I don't know what that dude is getting paid, but it's not enough, because this dude took his job super serious, and he was like, basically it's a huge kids area, and there's a bunch of kids and a bunch of adults, and half of us, had a few drinks, and he's just walking around making sure everyone's following the rules. At one point, Ashley and I are standing there with drinks in our hands. He's like, if you guys are having drinks, you got to have a seat right there on that bench. And we're like, yes, sir, Bryce. And I saw two
two grown, I'm not going to mention names, but they may have been parents from Holland. Two guys go down the kids slide together. And, he came over. He's like, if you're going to go down the slide, you got to have someone under 2 with you. And I was like, Bryce, you're the man. So I'm going to leave a note at the front desk when we leave for a guest appreciation. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Can we talk shit about a guy named Bryce just for a hot second? I mean, honestly, Bryce is the perfect name to tell you to stop running by a pool or stop having fun on a slide. You're like, okay,
well, there was little kids around. I mean, I'm telling you, if you could see the situation in the moment, it was the right move. It was hilarious. I'm not gonna blame the dads for going down it, but no, Bryce is not a Kyle. Bryce is the man.
Well,
Bryce,
I don't know.
Bryce rocks.
I'm gonna need somebody named Dan or Chuck to tell me to sit down with my drink. I'm not listening to Bryce. Bryce sounds like he sprayed me with something when I walked into H&M. Like that is what Bryce sounds like to me.
I mean, you would think, but no, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. He's
Gina.
17. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just got a quick question, Gina. Your kids go back to school today, don't they?
Only one goes back to school today, and then tomorrow the other one goes, and then on the 1st another one goes, and then March 22nd the other 2 go. I have five kids in 3 different schools on 3 different virtual platforms, D.
In 3 different districts?
In 3 different districts, and 3 different districts, and they all have to be to school at 3 different times and get out of school at 3 different times.
Oh, that's tough.
I literally I'm going to be spending all morning running children around and then all afternoon picking children up. So it's going to be quite the fuckery in my house. Like I'm like gearing up now to hate. I'm about to start drinking again.
It's like a part-time job, just driving around.
Yeah. I don't know how parents. I truly don't. I'm so thankful that I work from home because I don't know how parents leave and go to work every day and still deal with kids. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how it works. I don't understand it. It's impossible.
I like how D's side-eyeing to see if his kid's around.
Oh, because he starts school today. Today is his first day back, and we've been like, all this has been is like a Disney promo for like a new release movie since we found out he was going back. We've been hyping up first day of school, like Morgan Freeman's going to be his teacher. Like it's like, are you ready? That's right. Monday, February 22nd is coming for you. You are going to have the best day of kindergarten ever. We're going to give you a seat, but you're only going to need the edge. That's right. That's right.
Is he still stressing about it? Because I know he was not excited.
No, he's not excited. And like, he seemed to have turned a corner on Monday. Not Monday, but Saturday. He was like, I'm older now. I think I'm more prepared. And I was like, it's been months. It's not like years. It's not like you decided to go back to kindergarten at the age of 10 and now you're more emotionally equipped.
He's like the real life Billy Madison.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? It's just I'm older now and I feel like I can handle it. And so now today's his day. They told us we're not allowed to drop him off before like 8:45 for class and everything.
He's not wrong though. Like, these kids have seen some shit, man. They're like going back to school like, they've seen people like fighting over wearing masks or not. They've seen people like fighting over toilet paper. I mean, they've seen part of the apocalypse. Like they have.
I'm just excited because I don't have to hear a speaker explode with 30 different kindergartners' voices on it, trying to one-up each other when it comes to what they did over the weekend. Or, oh my God, these kids, just are like, you know what? You tell them you went out hunting and you shot a bear. They will tell you they went out hunting 5 minutes ago and shot 20 bears. You're like, really? Like, it's like, hey, how many questions did you get right on that test? Oh, I got 10. And then you'll hear one kid, I got 30. And you're like, there's not even 30 questions in the test. Shut up.
I answered 10 of them 3 times correctly.
That is so accurate. It's so
What?
accurate.
Is he half day or full day?
He's a full day kindergartner, and it is just right now, like everything right now is, it's like talking to a Vietnam vet. You're like, you don't want him triggered. You're trying to give him all his favorite food. Nobody's sneaking up behind him making loud noises. It is, it is literally, we're trying to make this as smooth as possible. The television news does not exist in this house today until like after 8:45. He is watching whatever he wants, which I think may be a mistake because we are making it much more comfortable in this house than it should be. Like, it should be nothing but PBS and, like, learning toys from here on out.
Oh, my gosh. So I have the exact opposite, though, because my kids are all of them are ready. Every one of them is, except one. The oldest is, like, he goes to, it's called Oregon Eagle Learning Academy or something. I don't even know the name of it. But it's all online school on a regular day. But he has to go, so he gets online, he has to be online 5 hours a day, and it's like a self-paced high school, and now they're making him go in and sit there online while teachers walk around the room. Mm-hmm. And so he's kind of like, come on, dude, like I can do that at home. And
no, you can't, because that's why they call it self-paced, but then they realize high schoolers can't self-pace. Like,
no, that's true.
Like, they either like will sit up all night and try to get it done. It's the exact same thing with masturbation with them. They don't know how to make it like nice for them. Each time it's a sexual assault.
Oh God, I don't want to talk about this. We're talking about my 17-year-old right now. I don't want to talk about this.
Boy or girl?
Boy, and I don't want to talk about this.
He's totally sexually assaulting himself.
I don't want to talk about this.
Every day he looks over at his phone and debates whether or not he's going to push that other one when he dials 9-1.
I can't do this. I just can't. I don't have this in me this morning.
Gina, has he waken up and come out of his room and said, Mom, I really need to talk to you. I did something bad to me yesterday, and I don't think...
he's my foster, and so he doesn't call me Mom, thankfully, and he shares a room with his little brothers. So I'm gonna go with no on all of the above. We're not gonna talk about the bathroom. I don't know, and I don't want to know. I live in blissful ignorance in this house. As long as no one pees on the toilet seat, I'm a happy camper. Leave me alone.
Right.
Yeah, well, you can't see what else he's leaving on the toilet seat.
Oh, God. D, why? Like, why? I don't understand. What did I do to you?
It's not you. I just know what teenage boys do. I know. You don't.
And I don't
You don't
want
stick
to
your
know.
hands in cracks. I mean, you don't do that. You don't look for things. If you find it on the floor, you throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, okay.
So, how many of you guys here like to fly? Don't have a problem with it? Would rather fly than drive? Any of those things? Chris?
I like to drive, but if I have the option to pay for a flight, I'll do it.
Gina, how you feel about flying?
If I have time, I like to drive just because I like to do the extras, but I don't mind flying. I actually kind of enjoy it.
Donnie?
I don't mind it, but we all know Ashley has like a fear of flying, and she was getting like really good like there for a while because we've flown together probably like 10 times, and towards the end it was like getting fine, and then we had a couple of turbulent flights, and it just went like, nah, I'm not doing it anymore. But I will tell you, when you're with someone that has flight anxiety, it does kind of start to rub off on you. So there were a couple flights where it was like, okay, well, maybe she's got a point, like, so, but overall, I don't mind it. I mean, I've flown lots of times. I could definitely do it.
So
but driving's fun too.
Like, how did you guys feel when you saw that engine explode on the news?
Oh, you know what? I actually haven't talked to Ashley about that yet. I don't know if I'm sure she's seen it. I don't know.
We did in the group chat. She knows about it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like when you have to break news to her like that, like how does?
Oh, I thought about it.
Do you
I was like, now
sit
we're
her down
yeah,
and go like, honey, something happened today.
Well, because I think we're gonna fly again eventually. It's just when. So when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, that just added like 2 more years to the next time we get on a flight. Like it's gonna be a while.
Like, Donny's never going to Europe.
Like
what
happened?
God,
the plane took off and then the engine exploded. Like they were. Here's the crazy thing that I love. I don't know if I love this.
It caught fire though. I don't think it exploded.
Oh, it exploded. It exploded.
Did it?
There were pieces that fell off of it and into people's homes. And like it exploded, and it was on fire. And people here, why, if you are on a plane, are you having your phone out recording an engine that has blown itself to pieces that is on fire?
So there's video of people from inside the plane too now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
There's one person who's just like, holy shit, look at this. What?
Like and subscribe.
What they literally can't do anything else in the moment.
I understand that, but there's got to be look at that. Like that didn't just like fall apart.
That's
George, did you have the pizza? Pizza. Do you have the picture? Why I said pizza? Good morning. Do you have the picture
Back to food.
Of the piece of the airplane on the people's house? It's in the group chat somewhere. If you go back, we talk a lot.
It fell through. It fell through somebody's roof. There was that big circular piece that like sits on the front of the engine. Like rolled into somebody's front of their home,
and on their it landed on their truck and crushed it. Like crushed it.
So like my question is, how come window seats aren't discounted? Because I feel like you should. The likelihood of you seeing some crazy shit is high in a window seat, and you shouldn't have to pay the same price for somebody who doesn't have to look at that. Like, if you're sitting right next to that engine that's on fire, and that's the only seat you have, and that's the only thing you can look at, do you think you're gonna like, hey, I need some peanuts?
I just wonder if the people in the aisle seats were starting to question their commitment to helping others in the moment there. Like that's just
I
an
didn't
automatic
think I was
answer.
gonna actually have to do something.
That's just like an automatic answer. I wanted the extra leg room. She asked me if I'm willing to help others. Yeah, sure. And then shit starts going down. You're like, ooh.
So did they land like at the nearest like airport? Like, because it brings up a good point. Like, you're just watching this the rest of the flight. Like, oh wow, this is
they requested an emergency landing, and they landed, and it was safe. But it was in the meantime, like this guy's truck got demolished, and I'm sure there were plenty of what happened.
I'm sorry.
What is he taking off the roof? Like, what was that was on top of the car?
I didn't look in that much detail. It was just smashed in. George is going to put it back up so we can see Chris's squirrel.
And this is another thing. Like, here's the funny thing too: is they have video of people,
I think,
like, literally
or something,
like looking up at the sky as debris is falling out of the sky, and they're videotaping it. And there's one sane woman who looks at her husband, I think, and she goes, "Hey, babe, maybe we should get in the car and leave." He's like, "Why? There's metal falling out of the sky. Nobody's ever seen this before."
My dad's so like total Midwesterner. He'd have been like standing on the lawn, like hands on his hips, belly out, staring up at the sky, looking for more. While everybody else runs for cover. That would have totally been my dad.
Oh no! I mean, I literally, like, I don't think I could have sat next to it while it was on fire. Like, I would have been like, I'm gonna need a different seat. Somebody's gonna have to, like, while we turn, I'm gonna need, like, I'm sitting next to the flaming engine. Like, I'm gonna need a different seat, or somebody's gonna have to give me free peanuts this entire fucking trip.
You just slowly close like that little flap that.
So,
hey, can you see the Grand Canyon? No.
If I can't see it, it's not happening.
Dubs and my stepdaughter are flying to New York next month. Next month? Yes. And so I was looking at plane tickets, and we're on the phone with Kayla, And I'm like, my hair is doing weird things, so I'm sorry, keep messing with it. So I'm like, we're
Jiggling and tingling.
We're yes, jiggling and tingling, yes. So we're like pricing airlines. So I'm like looking at Spirit, which I know is not the greatest reputation, but they're only going 2 hours away, so whatever. And we're looking for cheap. So I'm looking at Spirit, and I'm like, okay. And then the flight's only 2 hours, I should say. And then so Kayla's like, well, I want Delta, and I'm like, Delta's $100 more, and this is her answer. You guys, I swear to God, but they have snacks. Oh. You're gonna be on the plane for 2 hours, bro. You can survive without snacks, and we're talking about a package of peanuts that you're gonna get. You're paying $100. I'll buy you a lot of peanuts for $100.
And you can bring your own.
You have options. You can get Cheez-Its.
Well, whatever. I'll buy her all the Cheez-Its, all the peanuts. She's not $100 difference. But we did end up figuring out it was a little less to fly Delta. So she wins. She's flying Delta ultimately because the next day the tickets were cheaper. So then we booked them. She's flying Delta. She gets her peanuts. Everybody's happy. It worked out well.
What is your favorite airline to fly?
I don't have a favorite airline to fly. I don't fly enough to have a favorite.
I fly enough to have a least favorite.
Well, I haven't flown in my. I don't think I've flown in my adult. Oh yeah, I did. I've done a couple of flights. I don't know. I don't even pay attention to the airlines, dude. I have no idea.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been about 10 years since I've flown, and I think I think it was Southwest, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't like Southwest because they separate you into boarding groups without actually assigning you a seat, and so if you end up like checking in 3 minutes late to your flight, then you end up in like the last boarding group, and it's just chaos. It's horrible. All the good seats are taken. People are pushing each other trying to get the last few good ones. I just feel like on a plane, I guess I just don't care. Like I don't have a good seat back. I just don't give a shit. I just want to get where I'm going.
Yeah, like honestly, like when people like request, unless you're like sitting in that emergency aisles area, and let's be honest, if anything ever happens on like a plane, the likelihood of you having to help, is slim to none unless you have a very good pilot, right? Like I'm just verbally committing to something that we both know neither one of us are going to survive. So sure, I'll help.
Yes, whatever it takes.
Sully in the cockpit, I ain't surviving this.
Whatever you need, I'm there.
I wanted to tell you. Are we changing the subject, or we got more? So I wanted to tell you guys I made TikTok recipes. I should wait till tomorrow so Ashley can be on, huh, Donnie? So we can talk about the Cheeto recipe. Oh
my God! Oh, see, you brought it up now. We can talk about. We can talk about it again. This is a big deal.
Okay, so we're gonna do it twice. I'll show her tomorrow. So okay, so Ashley posted a recipe in our chat group about it's a hot Cheeto mac and cheese, and so this recipe off of TikTok. And so Donnie and I are weirdos, so we're both like, we gotta try this. And I'm like, you know what? I think I have everything at home. I'm gonna try it tonight. So I tried it, and hold on, I'm going to share the picture real quick first of the sequence. It was fun to make. It was very colorful and pretty, and it was fun.
How noxious was your house afterward?
Well, it wasn't stinky. Why can't I find it?
Because the Lord doesn't want you to share this picture.
This is an abomination unto God himself, Gina.
So I think people started doing this because there is like an actual box of mac and cheese mixed with It's Cheetos flavored mac and cheese at the store. So people like brought it upon themselves. We're what if we make our own
craft? So the scientific craft mixed it all together.
Yeah.
And then you think at home you're smart enough to figure this out and do it. I don't think you're smarter than the scientific craft.
I don't think you're smarter, but I think it's
as far as it goes, the pecking order of smartness as far as scientists go. I think scientists at craft are probably on the lower rung of smart people. I think NASA scientists talk shit about craft scientists,
Yeah. Do you hear about those Kraft guys mixing Cheetos?
I almost have it. Sorry, guys.
All they did was land a helicopter on Mars. Friggin' Kraft is mixing different ingredients, and I mean, come on, one's harder.
They got one guy whose name is Chuck, and they just hand him little ramekins of powder and go, "What does this taste like, Chuck?" And Chuck goes, "Hot Cheetos." And they're like, "Thanks, Chuck."
Okay, so here's the picture. I'm gonna put it up. All right, so the kids the whole time were like, "You're nuts. You're out of control." So you put a little bit of water and first that Cheetos in, you boil them up, and then you pour it over the mac and cheese. I have a video. The sound is absolutely disgusting. It's exactly what you think it sounds like when you stir it. And so then we all tried it. It is horrible. I mean, horrible's not even the right word. I don't have a word.
Is that chunks of hot Cheeto?
No, that is hot Cheeto.
On the left,
that's with macaroni. You mix it with the macaroni.
I know, but I'm talking about those dark red spots. Are those chunks of hot Cheeto that didn't dissolve?
Oh, possibly. It's possible.
it's just Cheetos. On the left, it's Cheetos.
Yeah, it starts out as Cheetos. This is what the second picture is what Cheetos looks like after you boil it in a little bit of water. So here's what it takes. First of all, let me just tell you that you can't even see it in the pictures that I took, but the oil from the Cheetos that sits on top of that is like, I'm never eating Cheetos again. They're not my favorite anyway. But the amount of oil in that pan was so gross. So then you taste it, and I don't know what happens when you boil hot Cheetos, but there's no more hot left. It's really just cornmeal, red cornmeal or something. It was, I don't even know how, horrible is not the right word, you guys. You just have to taste it. So I made all the kids taste, I made all the kids that stayed. One of them, Gabby pretended like she had to poop for 20 minutes. So she took off. And then the little one, the 9-year-old, was like, and this was probably like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. He's like, you know what? I'm really tired. And he went and he left the room. So I yell, I'm like, did you leave us? And he's like, I said, did you dip out on us? And he's like, yes, from his bedroom. He went to bed. So I was left with two, and they tried it, and they were like, neither one of them could swallow it. They both spit it out. And then the 17-year-old comes home as, we're done, and it's sitting on the table. So I'm an asshole, and I'm like, hey, we made this. It's really good. It was full. It's a half of a bowl. I said, it was full. But we ate so much of it. We're full. You can try it. He's like, oh, so he's like, this is about to be good, right? So I watch him, and I'm horrified while I'm watching him. I'm like, oh, what have I done? He gets this huge spoonful, you guys, like a man-sized spoonful, and just shoves it in his face. And I'm like, oh God. And he like instantly starts gagging. Runs to the garbage can. I don't know if he threw up or not because I couldn't watch, but he was like, what? That's awful. It's so bad. So don't do it. I did it for you so you don't have to do it.
Oh my gosh. My sister just posted, she tried the box one too, the store-bought one. She said the kids hated it.
Yeah, not good?
Just posted that. Yeah, that's what she just posted in the thread.
Oh, okay.
The store-bought one was gross.
So I did try another one though. The other TikTok recipe was the feta cheese with the tomatoes.
Oh, that looks good. That looks good.
And then you put basil in afterwards. You guys, this is like so good. This is the opposite. So this is just, you take a chunk of feta and you probably won't make that much. I have to feed 7 people, so that's up for an army. But it's super easy. You just take the little tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes, and you dump them in there, and you put the blocks of feta, and you toss it all in olive oil, put some red pepper on, and bake it. And then when it comes out, you smash it all up with a fork, or mix it all up. I didn't smash it. You mix it all up with a fork, and then add some fresh chopped basil, and just mix it with pasta. I don't eat pasta, so I put it over top of chicken.
Okay.
Okay. So that made it carb.
That makes more sense.
So it's kind of like a sauce.
It's a little, I think it's thicker than a sauce. It's almost like a very thick Alfredo-y sauce, like the consistency. I had to add some heavy cream to it to make it a little bit saucier instead of just a thick glob or whatever. But it's very, very good and very, very easy. So those are my 2 TikTok recipes I tried.
All right, now I was gonna talk mad. I'm still gonna talk mad shit about the first one.
Okay.
And that's like we have to as a human race be okay with looking at something as an idea and then judging it immediately and going, no, it's okay. Nobody has to try this. We have to understand that it's not good. Like I can look at this, deduce with my own brain that this isn't going to be good. Like Cheetos in regular food is never good. Like I don't.
Have you ever had a break? Because it can be good. You just crunch up the Cheetos and mix it in with your ramen and a little cheese. I don't know. I've never had it. I'm just the kids eat it.
Really? The kids eat breaks?
Yes.
Do you know where breaks come from?
Yes.
Right?
I'm aware.
Why are your kids eating prison food?
Ask them. I don't know.
At what point did they run across somebody that shared this recipe with them? And why aren't you telling them they can't go there ever again?
Have you been on the internet? It was there, I'm sure. It was there.
Who the fuck? Like people eat breaks because they don't have access to good food because they're in jail.
I know.
And breaks aren't even good.
They legit. They put cheese in it. They put chips in it, and they put.
I mean, you can make it however you want.
They put
and they're
beef
amazing.
sticks in it.
Let me just tell you this. Hold on.
But
Let's back up a minute.
Are you willing to go through the process of gathering all the ingredients that most prisoners have to go through? Are you going to take a dick in the butt to get your Cheetos? Because that's what people have to do.
It's a dick in the butt.
That's what people have to do.
I mean, if you like Cheetos.
Depends on how much you like those Cheetos.
I like Cheetos. I'm not gonna lie. I like Cheetos. I'm not in love with Cheetos. Like I can go without Cheetos if the price is a dick in the butt. I'd be like, no, thank you. I'm good.
Okay, I guess.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you could walk into a store and like those were the price tags that you saw? like you wanted chicken breast, it was like 2 dicks in the butt, and then they were like you were like, well, I'm having family over, so that's 8 dicks in the butt. I got to buy 4 packs of chicken.
So what happens when you're like, hey, we got to go half on these groceries?
Exactly.
You're gonna have to take 4 dicks. Yeah. I take 4 dicks.
I take 4 dicks. If we got one that takes just a dick, then you gotta take half that dick, and I'll take the other half. I'll take the front half. You can get the back half.
I'm like, man, D, I paid last time. It's your turn to pay. How come I always have to pay? I'm tired of paying.
We brought Grandma's
first date's awkward.
Yeah, we brought Grandma because she's got arthritis, and some of these things cost a hand job.
That reminds me of one time Ashley spent a lot of money at the store, and she called me. She's like, babe, I went over budget. And I said, how much? And then she answered, and I said, you know what that means?
What is that?
What?
You know what's funny? If you tell that to my wife.
That was the joke.
Yeah,
that was the joke. That was it.
My wife goes back to the store and starts putting shit back on the shelves. She's like, oh, that ain't happening.
All right.
I'm under
full disclosure. Full disclosure, I made that up just so everybody knows. Wait, I want to rewind to go back to when you said we should not try the Cheetos. I think it was the ultimate troll. If it was that bad that no one could like it, because in the video, I watched the video when the girl makes it. She's like, and then she takes a bite. She's like, oh my god, it's so good. I think she's obviously full of shit, and she was just trolling millions of people that are going to try this at their house.
So now go back and watch it again, Donnie, and now that I rewatched it after, Ashley probably would like it. She won't. She will not like it. I don't even want her to try it because she can. But it's bad. But now if you go back, now when I see her try it, her facial expression looks different to me. Now that I know how it tastes, now I know she was faking.
She's messing around.
Yes, now I know she was faking. I didn't at first. At first, I'm like, oh, okay, it looks good. But now when I go back and I'm really looking at it, and I'm like, oh, she tastes it. Even she was surprised about how bad it was because she's like,
okay,
it's really good.
Yes. All right, let's do this. Let's make something up and make a fake TikTok. What do you think we could throw in it? And try to get someone to make. We'll fake that it's good. I mean, but it's got to be something that's universally not good. Like it can't be like Ashley would like it, or I'd be like, dude, that doesn't sound too bad.
Like pizza roll cereal, we could actually do that one, and it's like pizza rolls and milk, and then just eat it like it's cereal. Ashley can really eat it, and she really will think it's good, so she'll trick everyone.
I think that's it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna have cereal. Ashley.
But see, that's not fair because she actually digs that shit. Like,
well, yeah, because she won't be faking it.
We need something that is absolutely disgusting.
You don't think pizza rolls with milk poured over them is disgusting?
It's pretty gross.
It is gross, but see, the problem that we have is that we actually have somebody on the show who likes it. She's the Mikey of the show. and so the thing about it is, like, she loves this shit. And it's not a good thing. But we need need somebody who can sell
rabbit hole. I don't know if we want to go down the rabbit hole of finding a dish that even Ashley won't eat.
How about like chocolate life cereal marshmallow lasagna?
Sounds amazing.
No, it doesn't.
10-year-old me just like had a little.
What if we do this and we like totally think it's gonna be horrible and we all try it? It's like actually good.
We make something amazing. We change the world.
See, and this is the exact same shit that happens when like boys get together and form their first gang. They're like, what if we do this? And then all of a sudden we start really protecting the neighborhood. And then all of a sudden we're like a security force. And then next thing you know, we're like guarding the president. All of this came up because we wanted to be the first 4-person neighborhood street gang.
And then you just get that one guy that shows up. Hey, you guys want to sell drugs? Let's do it.
Yeah, and now they're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and look how they've done. Look how well they've done.
They did change the world. See that, Dee? We can change the world with our s'mores lasagna.
Okay. Well, I doubt that.
We'll come up with something, Donnie.
Yeah, it has to be gross, and we can't tell people. Like, we have to put it out there like it's real.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
M&M marinara.
Yeah. You know, any one of our listeners though, now they're never gonna try a recipe from us ever. Never.
Well, I'm gonna put it on TikTok.
They should have never have done that in the first place. I don't understand. Like, this is not the place you come for medical advice. This is not the place you come for recipes. This is not the place you come if you want to hear good things about Donald Trump. This is not the show.
This is not that. But I do want to say to our listeners, if you have any TikTok recipes or anything that you want me to try for you so you don't have to, I will totally do it. Just post the link in the comments and I will.
Real or fake?
Yeah, real, whatever. Now they're going to be trolling me. But whatever recipes you find, post them and I'll see if we can try them here. And the kids and I will try it for you so you don't have to.
What's that? Hey,
so, I got one up over here right now, and he said, "I will not."
How about we do? You submit them on the page. We will take the top 5, and Gina, you can try the top 5. Like,
I mean,
I don't want
sure.
you eating. I don't want you eating everything that people send to you.
I mean, I will. I have no problem with that. I know what's going in it. It's not like I don't have control. It's not like I'm not like saying, "Hey, listeners, make recipes and bring them to me for me to try." I wouldn't do that.
I just don't want you eating any random recipe that somebody sends you. There needs to be a pecking order. You know, like we need to do like the most gross one and then work our way down. I really don't think it's fair that we do it just to you. I mean, I don't think the segment Gina will eat it sounds good.
I think Donny and Ashley want to try some too, so we'll divide them.
I'll try some stuff.
I feel like this is how Gina dies.
Yeah.
No, I'll die because I'm fat and don't exercise. That's why I'm dying.
So like
it'll be
it's
because of the bacon that I'm dying. I already know.
Said no one ever.
I mean, I still eat it.
That's what I told. That's what I told my grand.
Shortening my life by a few more weeks.
So I told my grandfather this weekend. I told him. I said, "You're in your 80s. What difference does it make if you get fat now?" And he's like, "I don't want to have another heart attack." I said, "Oh yeah, forgot about the heart attacks."
Yeah, see, and that's a crazy thing. Like at 80, you don't want to have another heart attack means that's my last heart attack. You don't see an 80-year-old who's like, dude, I got 6 heart attacks underneath my belt. That ain't a thing. Like at 80, your next heart attack is your last heart attack.
Whew, that's scary stuff.
I remember my first panic attack. It felt like a heart attack, but I didn't know what it was. And so my friends were taking me to the hospital, and I'm an ass all the time. And I mean literally all the time. And I'm in the back seat, and I'm like laying there, and I am so dramatic. I'm so extra in everything I do. So I'm like laying in the back seat, and I'm just yelling, "It was the bacon! It was all the bacon!" If I died right then, my last words were going to be, "It was the bacon," on the way to the hospital. It was so bad. But it was just a panic attack. And that's when I found out that Ativan is God's gift to humans. Ativan is amazing.
See, when you say Ativan, I hear Zad or Ranch.
No, well, that's also amazing. But they gave me an Ativan, and then they came back a little while later, and she said, "Are you still having chest pains?" And I said, "Yes, but now I don't care."
Yeah. So here's
Demetrius, Zataran's also God's gift to.
It is. It's also amazing.
What do you call that? Louisiana cuisine.
Yeah, I'm sure you go to New Orleans and ask for a box of Zatarans, and they will be more than happy to whip 20 of them at you.
They chase you down the street.
Yeah, I love your red beans and rice that Zatarans made. Oh, I guarantee you better get your ass up out of here.
Pow!
That's like my Cajun accent.
That was from the Swedish South. The Swedish South. They don't like when you eat Zatarans, rice and beans in the
Don't you bring that Zatarans on over here.
I cannot wait to make my compilation of these terrible accents.
Wait till you find out they're like dead on and all these other accents are fake.
Yeah.
Like everybody else is, even the French don't have their right accent. I'm the only one doing it right. Like, wait, just wait. History will prove me right.
It's like going to Italy and comparing them to Olive Garden and being like, yeah, like I love your Alfredo chicken, but it's not Olive Garden quality.
I'm missing that plastic boiled bag taste.
Like, I thought Italy had unlimited breadsticks. What's going on?
So, Chris, I assume you've had this entire week to put together some of the best WTF news by Ebenezer Bushrod.
So to continue on our food theme, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol seized 40 pounds of cornflakes in Cincinnati this last week.
I read about this story. 40
pounds because they weren't dusted with sugar like normal cornflakes. They were dusted with cocaine.
Oh, wow. They're great! Again and again and again.
I make jokes about snorting a line of instant coffee in the morning to jumpstart my day, but now I think I figured it out. Like, that's what I need. I need the cocaine-dusted cornflakes.
Chris, can I ask you a question? Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in this story, they said it was shipped from Peru, and it was going to a home in Hong Kong.
Yep.
Right?
It was going to a private residence in Hong Kong.
How the fuck did it end up in Cincinnati?
It's just the way the shipment went. They don't really go into detail on that.
Like, how are you, like, all right, you're a cocaine dealer. Obviously, you're a cocaine dealer. So, like, why don't you pay the extra fee for expedited shipping? Why are you just putting like stamps on it and letting it go through the regular route?
Why do your drugs have layovers?
Yeah,
that's like asking the question of, oh yeah, you're transporting hundreds of pounds of marijuana across state lines. Why don't you fix the tail light? You know, I mean, that's if they were smart, we wouldn't catch them.
But look, 40 pounds of coke in a cornflakes box covering cornflakes. That's pretty amazing.
What I is it because who wants to snort cornflakes? Who wants to? What are you gonna make like a cocaine Chex Mix or crack Chex Mix where you bake it, or like Like, I don't understand what was the end result of that going to be. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm just curious how a private resident in Hong Kong under Chinese control was going to justify getting a shipment of 40 pounds of cornflakes.
I think what happened was it was the scientists at Kellogg's. It was a failed experiment. Like, oh, better check "Oops, all China White" off the list of possibilities.
Well, no, China White's a different drug, Donnie. We're gonna have a little class.
Hey, I had to have a name, so it works.
We keep calling them cornflakes, but these are Coke Flakes, clearly. So there's no reason to call them cornflakes anymore. Oh my gosh.
It'd be awesome. You wake up one day, your kids have all made their beds. They built a shed, and it's all before they had to jump on a bus and run to school.
Yeah, Rick, how do you know that?
I mean, duh. I
also
know that I've never done Coke in my life, and I also know Coke tastes terrible. It tastes like crushed up aspirin. It's awful.
Why? Were you an investigator on a case once, and you had to lick your pinky
I'm gonna
and
not
dab it?
talk about the reason that I know what cocaine tastes like. I'm gonna go ahead and skip. I'm just gonna let you know that I do know, and you don't have to try that TikTok recipe.
Did somebody put it on
Gina, their? I just got Gina finding some powder in her kid's room, going.
Yeah, you gotta do the pinky test.
That's fake. If you have kids, you know you never put shit in your mouth that you find ever. Number one. Number two, again, I'm not gonna tell you guys how we know. Rick will tell you how he knows, but I will not discuss how I know.
Yeah, it just did they put it? Was it put on a body part, Gina?
No.
Did you have to do this?
Behind you, Demetrius.
I just said I've never done coke. Oh,
Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, you don't have to answer that. Just tell him you've had a lot of frosted flakes.
Sneak up on you at the most inappropriate times,
right.
Hubby. Like that was a real good example why you don't have kids.
Okay.
What's up?
So
want some cornflakes, Cohen?
That's a good transition here. Speaking of cats, a recent study has shown that if you are trying to find love online, that you need to be careful with your pictures. That while it's been shown that having an animal can help a guy land a girl, apparently having the wrong type of animal can have the opposite effect. And through a survey of several thousand women, they found that men who have pictures of themselves holding their cats are seen as less desirable. They're seen as less manly on there.
Okay.
So if you're curate those photos. If you've got pets, great, but don't put any up there of you holding your cat, because you might be hurting yourself.
I don't feel like that's true, though.
I mean, this particular study says so.
Yeah, I don't believe those studies, because they interview like 20 people, and then 4 of them are like, yeah, cats are less desirable, and they're like 25% of all people say, and it's not really. It's like 4 people.
Let's be real. Cats are less desirable. I mean, if you're a man. If you're a man and you're single and you got to rush home to feed your kitty, and it's not because that's what your girlfriend calls her hoo-ha stuff, and that's just how she texts you, come home and feed the kitty, then if you just literally just have a cat, then there's issues.
Yeah, there's no movies about there's no rom-coms about people meeting at the cat park,
Yeah.
It's all must love cats.
We met at the cat park. We were all chasing this huge herd of cats. Well, I think cats are more like women. Cats are like undercover assholes, kind of. So I think personality-wise, cats are more like women. So if a man has a cat, then he's used to being around women. So that would make him more desirable.
So what I'm hearing, Gina, is that you think women are assholes.
Listen. I'm not ever going to argue with you about that. We are assholes. Women, we are petty.
I just want you to say it. I can't say it out loud.
No, I'll say it for you. We are petty, and we're bitches, and no, you guys can't do anything right, and that is by design. So, I mean, yeah, that's most women.
Okay.
Women are like, we're not complicated. We're just complicated. That's true. I'm with you. I agree with guys. That's why I can't be gay. I just can't, because women are worse than men in a lot of ways. We're terrible.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So be gay, Chris.
transitioning
Just
off
be
of
gay.
you know what? I've given it the old college try. It's just not a choice.
No, it's not a choice. It's true.
It's just so. Apparently, in Saudi Arabia, camel beauty pageants are a thing. Real money is on the line. About $57 million is awarded to winners of these.
I'm about
pageants.
to be the prettiest camel you've ever seen.
So recently,
No, it wasn't Camel Toe Awards, Gina.
Oh, that's cute. I have loose knuckle. I'm fat.
This shit looks like I actually have a camel's foot in my pants. This is how, like, if I pull down my pants, sand will fall out of this bitch. This is how authentic my camel toe is.
So recently, about a dozen camels were disqualified from the pageant because of Botox injections. A veterinarian was caught days before the competition performing the procedure. He uses the Botox on the lips, the nose, the upper lips, the lower lips, and even the jaw in order to make the camel look prettier.
What's the name of the camel? Kim Kardashian?
And apparently there are rules against plastic surgery. It's seen as fraud.
So
Wait a minute. When we talk about things being attractive, we're talking about sexually attractive, yes?
Did the camel have breast implants?
When you talk about things, when you're like, that person's attractive, you mean they are sexually attractive, they are aesthetically pleasing, and you're okay. They're making camels attractive, you guys. Like, they're camel fuckers. That's what they're doing.
Oh no, what they're saying is there's certain aspects of camels that people find pleasing. To be like, it's almost like it's almost like, you know, when they do those dog shows and they say, you know, this is what the perfect breed would look like and how it prances around. I'm assuming
not when you add in
Gina,
the Botox. When you add in the Botox to lips and everything, now you're talking about something different.
Now I'm assuming that there are a lot of white camels out there that are very envious of some of the other fuller-lipped camels, and so they do their best to get those fuller lips so they look like those more, you know, cultural camels.
Where is this, Tiefel? This is awful.
This is in Saudi Arabia. It's part of their annual. It's part of the annual King Abdulaziz Camel Festival, and the standards of camel beauty can include things like delicate ears and long lips.
I'm so done.
I mean,
can we leave now?
yeah, it's getting late.
I feel like this has to be the end.
Andrew Z.
We can't go on after this, you guys. There's nothing left.
No, once you hear about the long lips of a camel, I think that's the natural end
gotta
of the
be
show.
over.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll sing us out. Just let me know when it starts, and you can just cut me off in the middle.
We did break the podcast. All right, you guys.
That is the WTF news with Ebenezer Bushrod. I don't know where he finds these stories. God knows his internet is special.
Georgia, I got this. All right, you guys. Bye.
Andrew Z.